What kind of person looks at a young actress, smiles, and decides the best gift to give her is a book telling her to lose weight? Not flowers, not encouragement, not a welcome to the industry. A weight loss book. And what makes this even crazier is that actress was Margot Robbie. Before the Oscars, before Barbie, before she became one of the biggest stars on the planet, she was already getting hit with Hollywood's brutal standards. And when she realized what was happening, she didn't stay quiet. Her response was instant, savage, and now it's going viral for all the right reasons. Because this story isn't just about one awkward gift. It's about what really happens behind the scenes in Hollywood and what women are expected to tolerate just to survive. And trust me, it only gets worse from here. The gift that crossed every line. Margot Robbie recently revealed something that happened very early in her career, back when she wasn't a household name, back when she was still trying to prove herself. She was working alongside a male actor, someone she thought was just another co-star. Then one day, he handed her a book. At first, maybe she assumed it was something thoughtful, maybe a novel, maybe a motivational read, maybe something meaningful. But no, the book was titled, Why French Women Don't Get Fat. Let that sink in. A book literally centered around eating less, staying thin, and maintaining a certain body type. Margot explained that it wasn't subtle. It wasn't random. It was basically a message. A quiet little reminder that in Hollywood, your body is always being judged, even when no one says it out loud. And for Margot, the meaning was crystal clear. He wasn't giving her a gift. He was giving her a warning. And that's when everything snapped. Because Margot didn't react the way a lot of people expected. She didn't laugh politely. She didn't thank him. She didn't pretend it was fine. She looked at him and thought, whoa. And then she said what most actresses probably wish they could say in that moment. Margot's blunt response that shocked everyone. Margot admitted her reaction was immediate, and it wasn't sugar-coated. She basically responded with, F you, dude. No hesitation, no fake smile, just pure disbelief. And honestly, people online are cheering. Because how often do we hear a celebrity admit something that real, especially someone as polished and famous as Margot Robbie? Fans are calling it iconic, others are saying finally someone said it. Because the truth is, that book wasn't about health. It wasn't about wellness. It was about control. It was about Hollywood's obsession with thinness, and Margot saw right through it. What makes the moment even more viral is that she shared the story during a conversation with Charlie XCX, and Charlie's reaction was priceless. She joked that the actor is probably irrelevant now, basically saying, your career's over, babe. And that joke only added fuel to the fire, because now the internet has one question. Who was the actor? Margot didn't name him, she didn't expose him directly, but that mystery, that silence, it's exactly why this story is exploding, because people can't stop guessing. But here's the thing, even if we never find out who it was, the bigger issue is that this kind of moment is not rare. And what Margot revealed is just one example of something much darker. Hollywood's quiet body-shaming culture. The scariest part about Margot's story isn't the book itself. It's how normal it probably felt to the man giving it. Think about that. For him, it was casual enough to hand over like a joke, like advice, like something she should appreciate. That's how deep Hollywood's body culture goes. Because in this industry, women aren't just cast for talent. They're measured, picked apart, commented on, sometimes directly, and sometimes in ways that are disguised as help. A producer might mention your weight for the camera. A stylist might suggest you tone up. A co-star might make a comment that sounds harmless, but isn't. And the pressure starts young, especially for actresses just breaking in. Because when you're new, you feel like you can't speak up. You don't want to be labeled difficult. You don't want to lose opportunities. So people stay quiet. They laugh it off. They swallow it. Margot didn't. And that's why this moment hit so hard. Because she exposed something actresses are expected to accept as normal. And she did it with one brutal sentence. But what's even more heartbreaking? This happened before she was even famous. Which means Margot wasn't being targeted because she was a star. She was being targeted because she was a woman entering Hollywood. And the industry was already trying to shape her. But Margot's story doesn't end there, because what happened next is what makes it even more powerful. From unknown actress to untouchable superstar. It's easy to forget now, but Margot Robbie didn't start as an A-list icon. She started like so many actors do, grinding, auditioning, trying to break through. Her first major fame came from the Australian soap opera Neighbours. She was known but not globally. Then came the role that changed everything, The Wolf of Wall Street. Suddenly, she was starring alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, and overnight, Hollywood decided she was the next big thing. But with fame comes pressure. More eyes, more judgment, more expectations. Margot went on to star in massive films like Suicide Squad, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Bombshell, I, Tonya, and of course, Barbie. And through all of it, she became more than just an actress. She became a powerhouse. 3 Oscar nominations, critical respect, box office dominance. She wasn't just surviving Hollywood anymore, she was running it. Which is why her speaking up now feels different. Because Margot isn't a young actress trying to keep a job. She's Margot Robbie, and she doesn't have to tolerate anyone's shit. But what's interesting is, this story is going viral right now for a reason, and the timing isn't random. Why this story is exploding right now? Margot didn't just randomly bring this up. She shared it during an interview tied to her newest project, a new adaptation of Wuthering Heights. She's starring as Kathy Earnshaw in Emerald Fennell's version of the classic novel, and it's already getting attention because it's romantic, it's dramatic, and the cast includes Jacob Elordi. Plus, Charlie XCX is involved with the soundtrack, so Margot is in the spotlight again. And whenever a star is back in the spotlight, old stories hit harder because people are paying attention. And this one feels especially raw. It reminds fans that even the most glamorous celebrities deal with ugly moments behind closed doors. And that's why the internet grabbed onto it instantly. But then came the part that turned this from inspiring to full-blown viral drama, because Margot refused to name the actor, and that silence created a storm. The mystery co-star fans can't stop guessing. Margot made it clear this happened back in the day, early career. She even said she doesn't know where the guy is now, which almost makes it feel like he doesn't matter anymore. But online, people are obsessed. Because whenever a celebrity shares a story like this and leaves out the name, the internet fills in the blanks. Rumors suggest fans have already started speculating. Some people are digging through her early film credits, others are throwing out random guesses, and that's where things get messy, because speculation can spiral fast. That's why Margot staying vague was probably intentional. She wasn't trying to start a witch hunt, she was exposing the culture, not one person. But still, the mystery makes it irresistible, because people want closure, they want the villain, they want the face attached to the story, and that's exactly why this is such perfect viral content. But the deeper truth is, it's not about who gave the book, it's about the fact that someone thought it was okay. And that brings us to Margot's biggest shift, because this moment shows something new about her. Margot Robbie's new era, no more silence. Margot Robbie has always been classy, always professional, always careful. But lately, she's been more honest, more blunt, more real. And maybe that comes with age, maybe it comes with power, or maybe it comes from realizing the industry doesn't change unless people talk. Because Margot could have kept this story private. She didn't. She could have softened the language. She didn't. She told it exactly how it happened. And that matters, because young actresses watching this will remember it. They'll remember that even Margot Robbie dealt with body shaming, and they'll remember that she didn't accept it quietly. Her response wasn't just a comeback, it was a boundary, a refusal, a message that says, you don't get to package disrespect as advice. And in a world where Hollywood still pressures women to shrink themselves, that's powerful. But the most haunting part is this. If Margot Robbie experienced this, how many others did too? How many never spoke up? How many smiled through it just to keep working? That's what makes this story bigger than gossip. It's a glimpse into the truth behind the glamour, and it leaves us with one uncomfortable question. Conclusion: the gift that revealed Hollywood's reality. A weight loss book isn't just paper and ink. In Margot's case, it was a symbol, a reminder of the industry's obsession with control. And the fact that she responded with a blunt "F you, dude" wasn't just funny, it was revealing. Because it showed that even in her earliest days, Margot Robbie knew something important. Hollywood will always try to tell women what they should be. Smaller, quieter, more acceptable. But Margot didn't play along. And now years later, she's using her voice to expose what so many people still pretend isn't happening. So the real question isn't, who was the actor? The real question is, how many actresses are still being handed the same message, just in different packaging? And what happens when more of them finally start saying what Margot said, out loud? Because something tells me that was only the beginning.